Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani and this is the video number 36, and in the last video I already explained important compound of calcium. First is calcium oxide, then calcium hydroxide, then third calcium carbonate. So 3 compound already explained in the last video. So today I am going to tell you about fourth calcium compound, calcium sulfate, plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris. Its formula is CaSO4 dot half H2O. Okay, CaSO4 dot half H2O. Half H2O, that is means this is the water molecule. So its name is hemihydrate. Okay, so hemihydrate of calcium sulfate. CaSO4 name is calcium sulfate and half H2O, that is means hemihydrate. So name is hemihydrate of calcium sulfate. Okay, preparation. When gypsum heat to 393 Kelvin. Okay, like gypsum we have formula is CaSO4.2H2O. CaSO4.2H2O gypsum molecule we take and then heat at 393 Kelvin. Okay, so convert into that 2CaSO4.H2O. Okay, and then whenever when half, so its formula is CaSO4 dot half H2. Clear? So it is a and plus 3H2. So gypsum heat at 393 Kelvin temperature, so POP form. Its name is plaster of Paris, calcium sulfate dot H2O. Okay, and 3H2O remove. Okay, above 393 Kelvin temperature, no water of crystallization is left, and anhydrous calcium sulfate is formed, so known as dead burnt plaster. Okay, whenever 393 Kelvin above temperature we have to heat. Okay, so no water of crystallization is left because 393 Kelvin temperature we have heat, so one water molecule, that is means half water molecule, and whenever above 393 Kelvin temperature we have to heat of this of gypsum, so no water of crystallization is left and anhydrous calcium sulfate is formed, and it is known as dead burnt plaster. Okay, no water of crystallization is left and anhydrous calcium sulfate is formed, so known as dead burnt plaster. Properties of the plaster of Paris. So remarkable properties of setting with water on mixing with an adequate quantity of water, so it forms a plastic mass that gets into a hard solid in 5 to 15 minutes. Okay, so this is the properties of the plaster of Paris. So remarkable property of the setting with water on mixing with an adequate quantity of water. Adequate, that is means fixed quantity of water, it forms a plastic mass and that gets into a hard solid in 5 to 15 minutes. Okay, uses in building industries as plasters, and second for immobilizing the affect parts of the organ where there is bone fracture or sprain. Okay, and then also employed in dentistry or in ornamental work, and then for making cast of statues and busts. So that is means in around plaster of Paris use. Okay, in building industries. Second one for immobilizing the affected part of organ where there is a bone fracture or a sprain, and then third also employed in dentistry and in ornamental work, and for making cast of statues and busts. Then next is cement. Cement next important compound. Okay, so important building material, and already you know about name cement. Cement first introduced in 1824 England by Joseph Aspdin. Okay, first introduced important building material and first introduced cement in 1824, and England by Joseph Aspdin. Okay, and it is called Portland cement. Cement is known as Portland cement because it resembles with the natural limestones. natural limestone, and quarried in the Isle of Portland, England. Okay, so cement known as Portland cement because it is the natural limestone and then quarried in the Isle of the Portland, England. So in part of the England, name of place of the name of the England, Portland. So on the basis of the Portland, Isle of the Portland, its name put Portland cement. Okay, so important building material. So preparation, it is obtained by combining a material rich in lime. It is obtained by combining a material rich in lime. So calcium oxide, quicklime, okay, and with clay. If quicklime with clay, so like clay in which clay, silica, SiO2 along with oxide of aluminium, iron and magnesium. Okay, so calcium oxide with clay, silica, silicon oxide along with oxide of aluminium, iron and magnesium. So it is prepared. Okay, average composition of Portland cement. See, calcium oxide quicklime we have to take 50 to 60%. Then in clay, silica present, so silica we have to take 20 to 25%. Aluminium oxide 5 to 10%. Magnesium oxide 2-3%. Fe2O3 iron oxide 1 to 2%. And SO3 sulfur trioxide 1 to 2%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 compound we have to take and then in this ratio. So this is the average composition of the Portland cement. Calcium oxide 50 to 60%, silica oxides 20 to 25%, aluminium oxide 5 to 10%, magnesium oxide 2-3%, Fe2O3 1 to 2%, and sulfur trioxide 1 to 2%. Then for a good quality cement, ratio of silica to alumina, silica SiO2 and alumina Al2O3 should be between 2.5 and 4. Okay, ratio of silica SiO2 and to alumina Al2O3 should be between 2.5 to and 4. Okay, and then ratio of the lime calcium oxide, this is 1 to the total of the oxide of silica SiO2, alumina Al2O3 and iron Fe2O3 should be as close as possible to 2. Okay, so for a good quality cement, ratio of silica to alumina should be between 2.5 to and 4, and the ratio of lime to the total of the oxide of the silica, alumina and iron should be as close as possible to 2 for obtain the good quality of cement. Then manufacture. For manufacture raw material limestone and clay. Okay, raw material we required limestone that is means CaCO3 calcium carbonate, and then clay, silica, cement clinker, whenever clay and lime, you already know upway. When clay and lime is strongly heated, then they fuse and react to form cement clinker. When clay and then lime is strongly heated, so whenever they fuse and then react to form cement clinker. Then clinker mixed plus 2-3% by weight, so form cement. 2-3% by weight of gypsum CaSO4.2H2O. So clinker, first we have to make cement clinker and then mix 2-3% by weight of gypsum, so it is formed cement. Okay, then in Portland cement, important ingredients. Portland cement important ingredients: dicalcium silicate Ca2SiO4 26%, tricalcium silicate Ca3SiO5 51%, then tricalcium aluminate Ca3Al2O6 11%. So in Portland cement, 3 important ingredients: dicalcium silicate Ca2SiO4 26%, tricalcium silicate Ca3SiO5 51%, tricalcium aluminate Ca3Al2O6 11%. Then setting of cement. When mixed with water, so convert hard mass due to the hydration of the molecules of constituents and their rearrangement. Okay, setting of the cement whenever mixed with water, so convert into the hard mass and due to the hydration of the molecules of the constituents and their rearrangement. Okay, so purpose of the add gypsum, we have to add gypsum reason because only the decrease slow down the process of setting of cement, so it gets sufficiently hardened. Okay, so we have to add gypsum, so reason slow down the process of setting of the cement and so it gets sufficiently hardened. So this is the setting of the cement. Then uses. First use in concrete and reinforced concrete, and then second one in plastering, and third is in construction of bridges, dam and buildings. Then cement has become a commodity of national necessity for any country next to the iron and steel. Okay, so first use in concrete, reinforced concrete, second one in plastering, and third is in construction of bridges, dam and building. So cement has become a commodity of national necessity for any country next to the iron and steel. Then next is biological importance of magnesium and calcium. Biological importance of the magnesium calcium. In adult body contains 25 gram of magnesium and 1200 gram of calcium. Okay, compared with the 5 gram of iron and 0.06 gram copper. That is in adult body. So magnesium 25 gram, calcium 1200 gram, and compared with 5 gram of iron and 0.06 gram of copper. And daily requirement in human 200 to 300 mg. Daily requirement in human 200 to 300 mg. Okay, and magnesium 25 gram. Okay, but okay, so magnesium, it is important in our body as a cofactor because all enzymes utilize ATP in phosphates transfer require magnesium. Okay, so magnesium used as a cofactor because all enzymes utilized ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so adenosine triphosphate convert into the phosphate and then transfer require magnesium. Then magnesium main pigment for absorption of light in plants. Okay, so main pigment for absorption of light in plants chlorophyll, and then in chlorophyll contain magnesium. Okay, so main pigment chlorophyll, and then chlorophyll is for absorption of light in plants, so in which chlorophyll contain magnesium. Then fourth biological importance, calcium is very important. Calcium 99% of the body, example in bones and teeth, important roles in, especially in bones and teeth. First is neuromuscular function, second one interneuronal transmission, then third cell membrane integrity, then fourth is blood coagulation. Okay, so calcium is 99% of the body, example in bones and teeth. So important role in neuromuscular function, second is interneuronal transmission, third is cell membrane integrity, fourth is blood coagulation. And then in plasma, calcium concentration is 100 milligram per liter, then maintained by 2 hormones. Okay, and then calcitonin, parathyroid. Okay, this is the 2 hormone. So by calcium maintain 2 hormone, calcitonin and parathyroid. Then all calcium passes through plasma. So see, 99% of the body maintained by calcium. So example in bones and teeth. So important role in first neuromuscular function, second one interneuronal transmission, third is cell membrane integrity, then fourth is blood coagulation, and then in plasma calcium concentration is 100 milligram per liter, and then maintained by two hormones. First, which hormone? Calcitonin, and second one is parathyroid. So all calcium passes through plasma. So chapter over. Then chapter is over. So we have to start NCERT textual question with answers. Okay. So first question is NCERT textual question. First is, what are the common physical and chemical features of the alkali metal? So this is the theoretical type, physical and chemical features. So I already explained in my video. So see, physical and chemical features, direct question given. Okay. Then second question, general characters and gradation in the properties of the alkaline earth metal. So this is the simple type of question. So these both question as a topic given in my notes. Okay, and already explained in my video. Okay, so please see. Then question number third, why are alkali metals not found in nature? Why are alkali metals are found in nature? So because alkali metals, you already known about, alkali metals are high reactivity. Okay, so because of the high reactivity, alkali metals are now not found in the free state in the nature, and this can be seen. And this can be seen from the much lower electrode potential, reduction potential values of the alkali metal. For example, Li plus Li, lithium plus to convert into the lithium, it is minus 3.05 volt, and then for sodium plus to sodium minus 2.7 volt. Okay, so and value also given in the table 10.1. Okay, in the textbook. So because of the high reactivity, so alkali metal are not found in free state in nature, and this can be seen from the much lower so reduction potential value of alkali metal. Okay, so example, lithium plus to lithium is minus 3.05 volt, and then sodium plus Na minus 2.71 volt. Then question number 4, find out the oxidation state of sodium in Na2O2. Generally we have to already known about sodium Na2O2. So oxidation number is minus 2. So Na we have to find, so as a let X of Na, so 2Na, so 2X minus oxidation number we are already known about minus 2. Okay, so minus 2. See, okay, so you already known about oxidation number is minus 2. Okay, but here you see first compound is, whenever we have to go alkaline metal, so lithium makes sodium oxide. So oxide valency is always -2, but peroxide valency oxidation number is equal to -1. Okay, so sodium already make Na2O2, that is means sodium peroxide. So here oxidation number we have to write -1. Okay, so 2x minus oxidation number of oxygen -1 and then multiply 2, so -2 is equal to 0. So 2x is equal to -2 going to the right side +2 and then divide, so +1 come. Okay, so oxidation state of sodium in peroxide is +1. Then question number 5th. Explain why is sodium less reactive than potassium. Okay, so why is sodium less reactive than potassium? So sodium is less reactive than potassium only for this is the reason, potential value, because reduction potential value for potassium is more negative comparison than sodium. Okay, so potassium value given -2.92 volt and then sodium potential value given -2.71 volt. Okay, so also the first ionization enthalpy of sodium is greater than that of potassium. Already see in of table 10.1. So table 10.1 given the values. Okay, so main element you learn values. Okay, so sodium less reactive than potassium, so due to only for reason reduction potential. Okay, E not E negative RED. Okay, so potassium value given -2.92 volt and then sodium value -2.7 volt. So potassium value is more negative than sodium, so it is a high reactive and then sodium less reactive. Then question number 6. Compare the alkali metals and alkaline earth metal with respect to the ionization enthalpy, basicity of the oxides and then solubility of the hydroxide. So first you have to see ionization enthalpy. By ionization enthalpy, compare ionization enthalpy indicate by delta IH. Okay, so first ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metal, that is means second group, and then alkali metal first group. Okay, so alkaline earth metal is higher than alkyl metal. Okay, so ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metal is higher than that of corresponding alkali metal, but reverse is true. For the second ionization enthalpy depend on nuclear charge, atomic size and then electronic configuration respectively. Okay, so for the first ionization enthalpy, the answer lies is the higher nuclear charge and smaller atomic radius that the alkaline earth metal possesses when compared to the alkali metal. Okay, but for second ionization enthalpy variation, the noble gas electronic configuration of the M+ ion formed by alkali metals make their ionization enthalpy values much higher than the corresponding alkali metal. Okay, so first ionization here only for comparison for first ionization enthalpy. Okay, so first ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metal is higher than that of the corresponding alkali metal. Okay, clear? But second ionization enthalpy depend on the nuclear charge, atomic size and then electronic configuration. Then compare the alkali metal and alkaline earth metal, basicity of the oxides. So both the alkali and alkaline earth metal oxide dissolve in the water and giving basic solution. Okay, whenever both dissolve in water, so giving basic solution. So alkali metal oxides are more basic than alkaline earth metal because the alkali metals are more electropositive than alkaline earth metal. So it is can easily its hydroxide can easily ionize to furnish OH minus. So easily given OH minus ion, so it is represent basicity. Okay, so both the alkali and alkaline earth metal oxides dissolve in water and giving basic solution, but alkali metal oxide are more basic. Okay, reason because more electropositive, and then it can easily ionize to furnish OH minus ion. Third difference in solubility of the hydroxide. Alkali metal hydroxide are more soluble in water than the hydroxide of the alkaline earth metal. Reason due to the smaller size and then higher ionic charge of alkaline earth metal atom. Okay, so solubility of the hydroxide. So alkali metal hydroxide are more soluble in water than the corresponding hydroxides of alkaline earth metal, and this is due to the smaller size and then higher ionic charge. Okay, reason smaller size and the higher ionic charge of alkaline earth metal. So the lattice enthalpy of alkaline earth metal become higher because size small, ionic charge high, so its lattice enthalpy of become higher than of alkali metal. So solubility of the hydroxide of both the alkali and alkaline earth metal increase down their respective groups, so due to a much larger decrease in their lattice enthalpy as compared to their hydration enthalpy. Okay, so whenever we have to go down, okay, so alkaline earth metal and alkali both the solubility of the hydroxide down their respective groups due to a much larger and decrease in the lattice enthalpy compared to the hydration enthalpy. Okay, so these 3 points is ionization enthalpy, basicity of the oxide, and third is solubility of hydroxide. We have to compare the alkali metals and the alkaline earth metals. Next questions I will be explained in next video. Thank you so much.